Travis Hunter had mobs and mobs of reporters around him today. And obviously the story around him is, can a two-way player really go down? Can this really happen in the NFL in 2025? He's not going to work out. So he did address the media today he was asked about, are you a DB? Are you a receiver? Sort of the approach to all this. So let's take a listen to how he was handling all these questions.
There's some meetings at receiver, there's some meetings at DB, so it's still up in the air. They say nobody has ever done it for real the way I do it, but I tell them that I'm just different. I'm a different person.
Yeah, so he's been meeting with teams, right? He's been going through all these interviews, and teams are asking him which position he prefers. And his answer has been, I play both. I have two jobs. So, look, most people in football right now will tell you that he's probably a situational two-way player. He's a DB who will have some situational offensive packages and work them in that way. So what was really interesting, though, is the way the Titans and the Browns handled the question. They went completely differently, right? So
crazy.
The fact that Brian Callahan said he probably starts at a corner, and then Andrew Berry says, well, he could play both, but we can see him as a receiver primarily first. How do two teams seem so differently that way? And what do you think he is?
It just says, it says a lot to just about the young man and the talent level that he has. First of all, the conditioning level, Dianna, of a guy that plays both ways, that was playing 120-something snaps at Colorado every single game is amazing to me. First of all, could never do that. Second of all, look, I personally think he could be an all-pro corner within 1 or 2 years. And I think his size, his speed, I know he wants to run into the 4.2s. If he runs a 4.2, it's going to go bonkers on the internet. But his size, his speed, his athleticism, the way he shuts down guys at corner, I think that's his better position. But I think you have a package for him for 15 to 20 plays. And that sounds crazy because literally I had our guys at Fox look up this, and there's really been, the last 60 years, there's really been 0 two-way players. Even take Dion, who is probably the closest one. The most catches Dion had in a year was 35. The rest of the seasons, it was max of 7. So he had 1 year of 35, 36 catches, but every other year it was 7. So it really has not been done before. His coach was really the last one. So for him to actually be able to do both, it would be outstanding. The one thing I worry about is the meetings. So when you go to meetings in defensive rooms, how are you going to go and then go over to offensive meetings and say, hey, here's your first down package, here's your third down package, here's your red zone package, and I'm sure it'll be a smaller package. But if you want them to be a big part of your offense, this is the NFL. This isn't Colorado where they call 3 defenses and have 15 offensive plays. If you're going to like an Andy Reid team, even Kevin Stefanski, if they end up taking him at 2, his offense is massive. The terminology, all this stuff, learning. I'm sure he's a bright young man. Dude loves football. But all this stuff you have to weigh in. I think he starts at corner, and then you have a package at receiver, though.
Yeah. I remember when the Saints were dealing with that with Taysom Hill, because remember Peyton was moving him all around, playing all these different positions.
Taysom when he was there.
How did he do that?
It was wild. You know what's crazy is when he first got there in 2017, he was just quarterback, and then all of a sudden, like week 8 or week 9, they were like, hey, let's put you at returner. He's like, I've never returned kicks in my entire life. Now let's put you on punt block. And he was just like, he split time. He was like in the special teams meetings. It was wild.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's the way most organizations will look at it, as the idea of it is cool. Charles Woodson came to mind in terms of the type of athlete he is, and you'd want to take advantage of all these skill sets, but it's so difficult to be able to do everything. And by the way, even just the character and all that stuff that teams are learning about him in these meetings, I've been hearing he's been blowing them away. He's just a really good guy. He's a good kid. So we'll see as his professional career takes off.